Hey guys, what's up? It's Snake here, and I figured I'd do a reaction video for you on the new zombie trailer for the new Moon map. We got a new trailer for the Resurrection map pack, and it talks about Moon as well as talking about how we're going to get the old 4 maps as well. And I figured I'd go through step by step all the things that I noticed and I saw, and then of course I want you, to leave all your comments below, talk about stuff maybe I missed something, or maybe you have ideas to build on top of some of the stuff I'm saying. So let's go ahead and start figuring some stuff out as far as what's going on in this new map. First and foremost, I know the one thing everybody noticed was that we get to see the wave gun in action, and it actually shoots a wave inside of the zombie, and then it expands like to a giant cartoon balloon character, and then pops. And at first, I don't know, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But then when you think about it, we got the baby gun and the little chibi zombie things running around and stuff. So it's, it's their sort of zany sense of humor that they're, putting into zombies. And, it's kind of fun. It's interesting and it's neat. And the exciting thing I think is going to be seeing what happens when you shoot a whole junk load of zombies, like a whole big crowd right behind you, and you shoot them with the wave gun. Because it's going to end up being like the Thanksgiving Day parade with all the zombies blowing up into giant foots. So I don't know. It's going to be a neat thing to see when it actually happens. The other thing I wanted to talk about too was how they called this like the season finale, which again kind of piggybacks onto what they were saying before about this being the climax to our zombie saga. So it does really seem like this is going to be the last map for our storyline, or let me rephrase that, for our storyline arc. Because obviously if it's like a season finale, then next season is still going to have to do with zombies, and it'll still have sort of the same storyline behind it. Just like with 24, Jack Bauer's in every season, but it's a different bad guy every season. If it's a different series of conflicts that he has to, I don't know, deal with, and different people to shoot, stuff like that. So that's probably what this is going to be like. The big question is, of course, who is Jack Bauer in this situation? Is it the zombies? Is it Sam? Is it the 4 characters? What part of this story is going to be carried over into the next one? Because the next one will literally be a new story, a completely different story that's starting over, but it may be directly connected or connected in some way to our storyline. And of course, if we learn anything from shows that are sort of planned ahead before the 2nd and 3rd season come out, like Lost or other shows along those lines, we always get to this big climactic point like Moon is going to be, and then we find out that there's something even bigger, even more sinister and evil hiding in the shadows. So the question is, what are we going to find out in Moon? What's the big surprise that we're going to find out in Moon that turns out that what we've been fighting this whole time is small potatoes? I'm really excited for the storyline, that all the stuff we're going to find out in this new map pack. The other thing I think is neat as far as the gameplay is concerned and stuff like that, the jumps, the way we get from areas looks really cool with the sort of, I guess, anti-gravity discs or something like that allows you to jump over large chasms and things. That's kind of neat. You also get to see the wave gun being held as a dual wave gun, which is an interesting idea. The question then is one of the two, is like the dual or it together, the pack-a-punched version, and the other one being the regular version? Or is it something that you're actually going to be able to change yourself? Because if you can change it, then that gives you 3 different options. You can have the left gun in the front, the right gun in the front, or dual wielding. And the question is too, if you do it yourself, if it's not just pack-a-punched, if you actually can change them, then obviously there must be a point to changing them. It must mean there may be some sort of a different effect from each of the combinations of the gun. So the gun isn't always going to do the same thing depending on how you have it configured. That's probably not. That would be really cool, right? If in essence it was 3 guns in one. I think that would be awesome. But anyway, that's just me. The other neat thing I like is the digger that you see in the background of Radiation. It found its way here into this game, and it must be some sort of trap, because we see it go down into a cave and like scoop ground out. So you must be able to like turn it on or something and help kill the zombie train behind you. So that's an interesting new idea for a sort of trap. You always think they're going to run out of ideas for traps, because how many ways can you make a trap? But then they pull something out of their ass like this, and I think that's awesome. The other thing too is there's the suits that we're going to wear. They seem to still be affected by gravity, so I don't think the suits are going to be there to keep us stuck to the ground. But we do see in a couple shots that there are people outside of the suits, but it looks like gameplay. Then the question is, then do we have to go and find the suits? Like, is that one of the things we have to do as we progress through the map? And then once we get them, it allows us to go through new areas as well, I guess, and sort of open up the map more that way. The question is, do we have to buy the suits too? Because that's going to be a problem. Is it going to, you gotta build up enough money, then you got to choose between Juggernog or the suit or the box or whatever, early on in the map. So that's going to be interesting to see how they use that, how that gets worked into the gameplay. I'm really excited about the sounds and the atmospheric sounds, the zombies groaning and stuff in the vacuum of space. Because they said it's definitely going to make you play the game differently. It's going to affect you very differently. So there must be something like maybe you can't hear, or you can hear zombies, but because of the vacuum, it's like you can't pinpoint where they are, perhaps, or they sound closer than they are, or maybe they sound fainter. Who knows? I've never been in a vacuum. I don't know if you have, but I'm not too sure how it sounds in a vacuum. So this will be really interesting to hear how the game and the gameplay sounds. The perks, or the new perk I should say, the 8th perk, I'm excited about that. My guess is, since the suits, because I thought the suits were going to help us somehow to be stuck to the ground, but it doesn't appear that that's the case, so my guess is the perk must be some sort of gravity perk, which is kind of cool too, because there must be some sort of trade-off. There's got to be a trade-off, because you can only get 4 perks, so you got to give up something. So what are people going to give up? Obviously you can't give up Chug. So that leaves PhD, which PhD and Speedy Cola are, I believe, the second favorites for everybody. Those two are really a good second and third go-to. And then everybody kind of has a different 4th perk, but what perk are we going to have to give up in order to get this 8th perk, And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, the one thing everybody's talking about, and yes, I'm just as excited as all of you are, but my big question isn't, is there going to be a movie? Because if we look at the very end of the clip, there's a logo that appears, and then 2 shots of gas crawlers that look like real-life crawlers, or like like puppets or whatever you want to call them. So it looks like they're hinting at a movie. Now the logo must have something to do with the movie or something like that. It's an atom with a skull in the center, and then it says COD, which is Call of Duty, and then ZL, so it's Zombie League or Zombie Legion or Zombies Live or something like that. So who knows? It's probably connected to the movie somehow. But as far as the movie is concerned, my question isn't if they mean that it's a movie or not. I'm positive there's going to be a movie. There's no way they're not going to cash in. But the question is, are they going to do a series of full-length movies? Is this going to be like short films? Is this going to be like a clip that we're going to, like a 30-minute clip that sort of wraps up our storyline and opens up the next one as sort of like an in-between teaser between this and them coming out with an actual zombies game, or where the zombies add on to whatever the next Treyarch Call of Duty is or whatever, or what, like what type of movie is it really going to be, and what story is it going to be based on? Is it going to follow our original story? Is it going to be a new story? Is it going to be separate from the game itself? All exciting questions, all exciting things. It's like Christmas morning, and you don't know what, you have no idea what's inside the box, but it's going to be kick-ass no matter what it is, and that's kind of how I feel about the zombie movie right now, Anyway, that's pretty much the trailer, so I'm going to leave you guys, and I'll catch you later. So don't forget to like and sub, and keep on fighting the Horde.